Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I'm going to be going over a very interesting self-myofascial release that you can do at home without anyone's assistance. It is easily the greatest fascial release that you'll get in the muscles around your back and in the neck as well. So the tool that we're going to be using today for this release is what's known as a peanut lacrosse massage ball. Now, if you've never used one of these before, it basically looks like two massage balls or two lacrosse balls stuck together. And that's where the name the peanut comes from. And we're basically going to rest our spine between the two balls. And it's amazing to use for places where the normal lacrosse ball struggles to get, or you struggle to balance the body on. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to place it on our neck and we're going to run it all the way down to the bottom of our spine. I'll also show you a technique that you can use to release the tension in your traps as well. Now, this myofascial release is great for anyone that does bodyweight training, and especially if you're focusing on handstands. The issue when we do handstands is we spend a large portion of our time shrugging our shoulders to elevate the arms, and because of that we build a lot of tension around the neck and upper traps as well. So this myofascial release is great for releasing that tension and to just make the traps a bit more supple. So there's a couple of things I want to go over before we get into the actual fascial release. Number one, we want to make sure that we are comfortable whilst we're in position. So when I first got the peanut ball, I tried to use it the normal way, which is basically lying your back down on the peanut ball, either on the ground or also placing it against the wall. Now, I felt like placing the peanut ball against the wall just wasn't intense enough, and when I placed it on the ground it was too intense. So I wanted to achieve the sweet spot between the two, and I wanted to control the intensity whilst I was going into position. So what you'll find is, depending on which part of the spine you have the most amount of tension, will determine how much intensity you want to use in that area. So we want to be able to go through the entire stretch without having to come out of position and then deciding whether to switch between the wall and the ground. And the way I figured it out was to use a foam roller and place it underneath your hips or your glutes. Now, the amazing thing about doing the myofascial release with the foam roller is that now you can increase or reduce the intensity while staying in the same position. So we don't really have to move around too much when it comes to targeting specific muscles in your back. So what we do with the foam roller is we place it underneath our hip or our glutes, depending on what is comfortable for us, and then we just lay our back across the peanut ball on the ground. Oh, one more tiny little thing before we get into the fascial release. Now, if you've got long hair, make sure you've got it properly tightened and tied up. You don't want any loose ends because they're going to be very painful if you get it wrapped around the peanut ball. So what I like to do is tie it up in a top knot, and then for extra comfort I put on a hoodie, and then that way my neck is protected by the hood. Trust me, you'll thank me for this. So the first thing we want to do with the peanut ball is to place it behind our head. So the muscles we're going to be targeting first are the suboccipital muscles near the neck. And then what we're going to do after this is lie back on our back, making sure to hold the peanut ball in place. Get comfortable in position, and then introduce the foam roller and place it underneath your hip or your glutes, depending on where you feel it is comfortable for you. And then we're just going to gently move our neck side to side. By doing this, you're going to feel a really strong stretch in those muscles. So we just want to be very gentle with this. And it's not even actually moving the neck, it's just creating the sensation of just turning your head. And you'll feel that stretch straight away. So take your time with it and go very gently. From here, we can also move our head up and down. So we're going into flexion and extension of the neck. And again, we'll feel a different type of sensation in the neck muscles. So we're going to do this movement until we get to the muscles surrounding our scapulars, so just on the upper traps, and we can do the same thing again. So we can roll up and down, and we can also move side to side on our spine as well. And depending on where your tightness is, you're going to start feeling different sensations right across the muscles in the back. At your own pace, you're going to go past the cervical spine and I'm going to move into the thoracic spine. So this is where the majority of the tightness is for a lot of people. So what we're going to do here is pay attention to where the most amount of tightness is. So sometimes you might feel as though the tightness is on one side of the traps compared to the other side. So whenever you get to that spot, feel free to spend a bit more time in that region. Once you get to that lumbar spine of the back, feel free to pull the foam roller out. Now, the reason why I say this is because you've already got a natural curvature in the lower back. So by taking the foam roller out, we get to press the lower back into the peanut ball. And the way to do this is to create a posterior pelvic tilt. So you're tucking your tail and you're contracting your abs. By doing this, you'll feel a stronger sensation in those lumbar muscles. And feel free at any point to just rest in a particular position. So if you feel like a particular position is quite tight or uncomfortable for you, just try and relax your muscles in that position for a couple of seconds. So that is pretty much it for the main fascial release in the spine. We're just going to move the peanut ball over to the traps, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips to maximize the benefit of using the peanut ball in releasing the tension in the traps. So what we want to do is work on the positioning of the peanut ball. Now, if you keep the direction of the peanut ball in the same line as the spine, so we're going parallel, you might not feel the most amount of benefit from this. What we want to do is tilt the peanut ball so that way we're following the direction of the muscle fibers in the traps. This should give you a better myofascial release in targeting specific areas of the trap. So that is pretty much it for this video. It was supposed to just be a small video just to show you this release. Let me know what you think of it, and if you've got any questions about how to position yourself or how to use the peanut ball, drop them down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the like button to support this channel, and I shall see you in the next one.